We'll get right into it.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
let's rock and roll.
Let's just do like a 60-second reel of what you do and how many people you're helping.
Yeah, man. Name's Akbar Sheikh, founder of the Make More, Give More movement. We've handed out over 80 trophies to our coaches, consultants, agencies when we help them hit six, seven, or eight figures, just utilizing our systems, all in the name of helping them make more to give more to their families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place.
That's awesome. And in order to make more and give more, you're definitely going to need a team and to develop yourself as a leader. So, what are you doing every day to develop yourself?
Yeah, it's a loaded question, to be honest with you. There's so much to answer there. I mean, number one, you have your fundamentals, which is diet, exercise, sleep. These are your fundamentals that you need to have in order. When I had failed for many, many years, I was fat and I didn't care what I ate and I wasn't thinking clearly. When you stop drinking high fructose corn syrup and you stop eating all this trash and you can eat things you can pronounce and you sleep a decent amount and you do a little movement, you have a little exercise, you're definitely in a state of flow. These are your basics. Lately, we're doing a little bit more advanced things. They're in the spiritual realm and the energy magnetic field realm, the types of things we do before we sleep, relax all our muscles and kind of enter into a state of someone who's already achieved the goals I'm looking to achieve. Things like practicing gratitude throughout the day, things like facing a certain direction while working because of the magnetic fields, things like different physical, I guess what the masses would say is different physical positions while meditating. It's very science based. Stretch out your spine in a certain way. You're releasing negative emotions, things of that nature. We're very energy focused as much, going as deep as finishing your food or, calling a relative that you've broken relationship with and kind of fixing it, forgiving people. There's a lot, bro. I mean, to be more practical with you, I do a journal every day. It's called the Monk Manual. You can Google that. And talks about every day I write what I'm grateful for. I plan what I'm going to do for the day. At the end of the day, I reflect where was I at my best, where was I at my worst, how can I improve. This is a gift I give to every one of my clients, by the way, because it's that important and that amazing. So yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about there, but that's just hopefully a little taste.
Yeah, there definitely is. John Maxwell talks a lot about if he could go and hang out with someone for the day, and just by looking at their habits and how they're growing themselves, he can determine if they're going to be a successful person.
Yeah, same man. I mean, I've been blessed. We've handed out over 80 trophies to our clients, and it's gotten down to a science where I can tell, what, this person's gonna make it, or this person, I don't know. I'll share that data with you because it's pretty interesting. Because I interview a lot of these trophy winners, and I ask them, and I talk to them, see what makes them different. Like, what makes these guys different? What's the difference between these guys and the guys that don't win a trophy? And the data is pretty interesting. The trophy winners are very positive people. They don't make any excuses. They don't blame anything or anyone but themselves. They're coachable. They've had some sort of success in their life, online or offline. They're givers. They work daily, consistently, and persistently. They believe in themselves. They believe in the program. And I think one of the most important things is they just outright refuse to give up. So that's been what that's what we've seen as a winning combination.
What were some of your biggest mentors that have got you from being depressed and homeless to where you are now?
You have Sam Ovens, Russell Brunson first, Sam Ovens. Those are the bigger names. There are other names out there that have done things for us that have made, like Clients Community was a good mastermind. James Go helped me. He did a little coaching with me. Shaq was instrumental in the earlier on in my career. There are some unsung heroes too that nobody knows who they are. Nadine was an industry leader and took me under her wing, and she really helped me out. So definitely mentors is very important. I haven't done a great job of that throughout my career, to be honest with you. I've had a good number of mentors, but I should have had more. I've had a good amount. What happened is I went through a string of them that I didn't really like or didn't do much for me, and I kind of just let it go. But that was a mistake. You always want to have a good mentor. Like, just because you find a couple of bad mentors doesn't really mean anything. Like, it just helps you pick a better mentor out. So I mean, what I noticed is that you always need a mentor no matter what stage you're at. You always need to find somebody doing better than you and work with them. Right now, you have some spiritual mentors that are helping me more with energy work and things of that nature that I'm really enjoying.
I'm really curious about that energy work. What does that entail?
Truthfully, man, it's very religion based. It's just about how do you pray properly? What do you do? How do you ask God for things in a way where it gets answered? It's a lot of like, all this self-improvement stuff like Tony Robbins and all these people they talk about. It's all honestly from the original holy books. They just wrap the brand around it and curse a lot. You know, your holy books will tell you all these things. It'll tell you how to do affirmations. It will tell you how to pray. It'll tell you how to be positive. I have to grab this guy.
All good. Probably
I
something I'd do myself.
yeah, I grab him real quick. Let me grab this guy real quick. Sorry. He might
Little
have to sit with us.
little behind the scenes.
A little behind the scenes, try to attain balance a little bit, like these kids are off of school for spring break. So here, come with me, buddy. You want some candy? Come on. If nothing else works, just bribe them. Yeah, kids are off for like spring break or whatever. So schedule's a little upside down. But yeah, man, here's one of the biggest secrets I'll tell you, man. It's you're a product of your environment. When I was broke, I was eating fast food all the time. That was my environment, like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. I'd hang out with like party animal guys. I would be like hanging out at Dunkin' Donuts all night in the parking lot, just talking, nonsense, gossiping, just BSing. That was my lifestyle. Just a lot of useless talk, partying, things of that nature. And, once you change your environments, like I went from hanging out, at like the movie theater all the time to like hanging out at the gym or the library or at masterminds and things of that nature, And so that's the key here is you got to change up your environment. You got to change all aspects. Who are you hanging out with? Who are you talking to? What are you listening to? What are you putting in your body? Like, who are you taking advice from? Like, I can't believe, like, one of the most shocking things to me is like how like the most unqualified people are just like the loudest people. You know what I mean? And it just shocks me. I'm just like, oh my God, I hope no one's listening. It's like, you shouldn't take advice from like a fat person on how to lose weight.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, I say that all the time.
you know what I mean?
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, environment really is everything. Like in the past 3 months, I got a personal trainer,
Yeah.
lost 30 pounds.
Nice.
I was struggling with porn addiction, sex addiction,
Yeah.
and video game addiction. And now I've
Yeah.
cut out the video games. I still struggle with the other two, but I've been eating so much better, losing weight, investing in myself. Like I just signed up for a high ticket sales course with Mike Barron, and
Cool.
I've never paid someone so much money in my life, and it's
Yeah.
so scary. But
What's your business?
so ultimately, I want to do like adventure extreme sport retreats for business owners that are looking
Cool.
to like rest and reset.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. High ticket events. That's a really cool niche. You should have came into our program, man. Because we teach you the sales too, on top of how to grow that into a seven-figure business.
Yeah, that would be awesome because I just want to be able to like. So I've done a lot of whitewater kayaking. That's been my life for the last 10 years. And the power of extreme sports, I want to give that to business
This
owners and
is
let
so
them be
funny.
able to do
I
it.
really have to take a picture of this. This is too funny. This is so funny. Ahmad, say hi over here. Say hi. Okay. I just had to take a picture of that. That was too funny. Yeah, I hope you don't mind. But yeah, man, that sounds awesome. Like, congrats on losing weight. I mean, like, it's like one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. And it's like, if you're a little overweight, like I was overweight my whole life. When you lose a little bit of weight, your whole life changes. Honestly, like you should do that. Do whatever you got to do to lose some weight. I mean, your whole life is way better.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed like being able to do things that I couldn't before, doing them a lot easier. And sleep super important. That's something I'm trying to optimize right now because I'm not really good at getting quality sleep. So throughout the day, I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah, man, you should get the Aura ring. Man, there's a whole thing, right? I mean, don't have caffeine after a certain amount of time. There's a certain nighttime, are you wearing an eye mask? Is the room totally black? Are you doing certain meditation? I mean, one thing that I like is just relax every muscle in your body, and did you exercise that day too? And just relax every muscle in your body and just imagine yourself as if you've already achieved the goals you want to achieve. That's very tranquil. Try that. That should put you to sleep.
Where'd you learn that?
That is the spiritual stuff I've been working on recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're so right about like going back to the holy books. Like I grew up a Christian, but I never like went deep into my religion until like the last month when I was talking to Josh 40 and he brought it
Yeah.
up and I look at all
How
these
do you know
successful
Josh?
people. I did one of his challenges, his 5 day
Yeah.
challenge.
How'd you like it?
Oh, it was amazing. Super awesome guy.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, man. We kind of got our start roughly the same time. I remember he was a totally different person back then.
Yeah, you both are killing it.
Yeah, well, we're just trying, man. I think it's interesting, I think one of the ways to just win is just to not give up. I mean, sometimes you just have to survive long enough. I mean, you take a look at me or Josh, and it's like we didn't go away. I mean, 2023 was the worst year of my life. I mean, I almost like literally left the business, sold the business, went bankrupt. I got punched so much in the face And that happens in every business, but I'm still here, still breathing. And I think that that's what it takes. It's just no matter what you have. Business is a competitive sport, man. You're talking about your competitive sports. It's like you have to survive. Like if you fall in a competitive sport and you break your legs, like the rehab and come right back into it. And so yeah, it's not like for the weak at heart, man. Like business is not for the weak at heart. I will say that. Like I'm not trying to be like a tough guy, and I'm not a tough guy, but it's not, if you're worried about risk, if risking it all doesn't sound good to you, you're probably better off getting a job.
That is the truth. That's like my own parents. No one in my family is really an entrepreneur. It's pretty much me and my cousin, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not easy to come from a family that has no risk tolerance at all, because then you're learning and doing everything yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too, right? I mean, like there's different sides of that too, right? Like I come from an entrepreneurial family, but that being said, it's a very buy and sell mentality. It was not a very strong, like no one, like there's pretty much no one currently in my family that's just like, almost no one that just like killed it, right? I mean, they all did well and stuff, but like it was very, I don't want to say hustler, but it was very like, we're going to figure it out, buy and sell, old school. We're not very sophisticated, not using really technology, not really into systems and teams. We're just like, I don't mean like flea market mentality in a negative way, but I mean just like more of a mentality. So I inherited some of that stuff, which is hard, man, because you can't grow like that. Like you need systems and teams and ops to grow. And my family is not about that. So that's something that, I've had to learn and still struggle with. So, I mean, I think we're all dealt our cards and we have to kind of just, fill in our weakness. Oh God. No, no, he doesn't know how to get my attention. So I'm on, come down. You want to see my phone? You want to see animals on my phone? Want to play animals on my phone? Okay, come. I have to like bribe him to, he's watching these like, he loves animals. So he loves watching like these animal videos on YouTube and stuff.
What kind of animals is favorite?
Elephant, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves that for some reason. I don't know where that came from, but he just does.
You said last year was probably the most difficult for you. Why is that?
Well, yeah, yesterday was insane, dude. Let me just set this guy up real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here, buddy. This is a unique interview for you, huh?
I think it's great. I think
Thank
it shows like you have a
Yeah,
good
I mean,
balance.
I'll tell you, like we are, and I don't mean this in an egotistical way, but like historically speaking, we've been a top 1% earner in the industry, right? And I've always done it my way, like yeah, there's kids in the background. You don't like it, like not in an egotistical way, but you don't like that this is what we do. Like I'm not gonna put on a blazer and like, leave my kids and make sure there's no background noise. It's like I've always done business my way. And also, people have always said, like, hey, man, keep religion and politics outside. You don't want to offend anybody. Some people might not buy from you. I'm very clear about my religion and politics.
Yeah, I'd rather just them not buy from me if they're going to care that
Yeah.
much.
No, I've always just been myself, man. And I think that's the most profitable person you can be. We're always looking to improve. But to answer your question about 2023, it was just the worst year of my life. It started off with my father-in-law had a freak accident and he died. We went to Australia. And then we were in Australia for a while. So I was out of, I was not in my house. I was displaced from my own environment, which is challenging. And then I got a call that, hey, my sister's not doing well. I came over, find out my sister, who's 35, was basically dying from cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was just, it all happened so quick. And yeah, so she actually, then she died. And, we spent a lot of time traveling with her. And that was really beautiful, like spending time with her and traveling with her. That was really nice to spend her last, months with her. Business got shot because I was mentally gone from it for a while and I just left it alone. And I wasn't focusing on growth. I was just focusing on my family.
Yeah, and that's most important. Family over everything.
Yeah, for me, it's always God first, family second, business third. So business got shot to the point where I was honestly like days away from going bankrupt. Like it got that bad. I went from like one of the top businesses in the industry to like almost going bankrupt. But, we survived, we turned things around and we're back in build mode. I let go of a lot of my team and now we're building it back up. We got ads rolling. So, things are happening. We're going back. We're getting back into where we used to be and beyond.
What kept you going? Because a lot of people would face that and probably just give everything up.
I would have if I could have, man. But I mean, what do? I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a big living. I mean, I got a big monthly nut. I got my kids go to private school. We have like we have people who help us out. We have, like we have a lot of team members that I pay. We have cars, we have, taxes, we have, there's a big monthly nut. So believe me, if I could have, I would have just walked away from it. I really would have. But I mean, how could I? you know,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, that's just the truth of it, right? I wish I could tell you a great story. I was like, no, I was like, I wish it was like, no, I met this team member and they said they don't want, they said that this is their, I wish I had some like romantic, rocky, inspirational story for you. But the reality is like, dude, you got to do what you got to do. And the truth is, I am passionate about the make more, give more movement. The truth is, I have tried other things. And I think that was good for me because honestly, everything I did, everything just came back to this. And so, life's a freaking crazy journey, man. And I think things are stepping stones. And like at this exact moment in time, like, do I enjoy what I do? Yes. Is it going to continue to evolve into something I truly keep going to continue to enjoy more and more? Yes. So it's life's it's not, and you understand some people figure it out really young, some people it takes a little longer. It's okay. God's got a different plan for everybody. The goal is to enjoy the journey to the goal, not necessarily to hit the goal. Because once you hit the goal, then it's like, well, what's next? So the goal is to really enjoy the journey.
I think that's super important is to remember to enjoy the journey because so many times we get wrapped up on the goal that we're just struggling through something that we absolutely hate just because we want to reach that end goal. And then we've just leads out to burnout so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, man, I think I have done a good job of that, to be honest with you, of balance. It's one of the reasons where like some people make more money than me, but I think I probably like net more than them because, they got super big teams, super big ad budgets and this and that. I mean, I know some like I'm a 7-figure guy, but I know some 8-figure guys and I think I have more money than some of those guys, because like they're almost like they're just overwhelmed with bills, bills, bills. So, I mean, I think I've figured out how to run like a lean business, and a balanced business, like I said, I mean, just recently my son was like, and honestly speaking, like my son had a little cold. It was totally normal. Nothing serious at all. Honestly, he didn't even have to go to the doctor, but I don't know. My wife wanted to take him. It was like a Monday or Tuesday morning, whatever. And my son's like, Dad, come with me. I'm like, and honestly, it was nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So I was like, I really don't need to go. I got work. I'm like, no, so I got to go to the office. And he said something funny to me. He's like, what do you want? Another trophy? And I was just like, kinda. But, he really wanted me to go with him. And I was like, all right. And I did go with him and I spent half the day there. So there is a lot, like some of these guys are like, kill it, kill it. And when I say kill, I mean from a financial point of view, like they don't have kids. Some of them, they don't have kids. They're not married and they're just like at it all day, every day. But for me, no, man, it's family first. Like I go to Connecticut quite often to see my mom. I like to say I do live a pretty balanced life. I will say that.
I really like that. I think it's kind of toxic with people like Alex or Mosey that all they do is
Yeah.
work, 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 and
Yeah.
nothing else they're doing for fun.
Yeah. No, and you know what? It's interesting, right? It depends too on intentions. One of the best years of my life, man, is when I had a job. It was the only time I really had a job, and I was working for a non-for-profit type of company, and I was living check to check. I didn't have a dime left over at the end of the month. I had no money. But man, I loved it because the work I was doing was very satisfying. So it really depends on your, intentions and the work you're doing. Are you making a positive impact? Are you making the world a better place? I mean, look, I think everybody deserves their rights. I think your parents, your family members, your friends, your community, I think they all, deserve your time as well, especially your wife and kids, or husband and kids or whatever. I've seen it too many times where people have that regret, like, oh, I regret I didn't spend enough time with my wife. I don't have that regret. If anything, to be honest with you, I spent too much time, But yeah, man, I mean, it's a journey. And I think that's something we have to understand is that we need to stress a little less. It's like God gives everyone sustenance. Have you ever met like a normal person who's homeless? Like, you ever met like a normal person who's on the street? Like, no, like that's not gonna happen to you. Like, you're not gonna go on the street. Like, it doesn't. And if you really think about that, it's pretty freaking amazing because it's like God provides. I mean, there's not a single normal person on the streets. I mean, that's crazy. You know, God says that it's like the birds when they fly out from their nest, they always come back with a worm. That's pretty freaking wild, man. There's nearly billions probably of birds or whatever. There's billions of people. And, God will provide for us, so we have to trust that. We don't need to stress out and worry about that, which is, I think, a really big blessing.
Yeah, it's definitely sometimes hard to keep that faith and remember that God's there for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's not easy.
We're
Yeah.
always going to have doubts, and anyone that says they don't have any doubts, I think they're lying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
So how'd you come up with the make more, give more slogan? I really love that.
There's a couple of origin stories of that. Some of them I forget, to be honest. I have to like listen to old podcasts or something. But the one that sticks out was my accountant called me and they're like, "Hey, Akbar, we're really proud of you. You give a lot to charity." I'm like, "Oh man, I think you screwed up my numbers, man. We only give like 10%. We do give 10% of gross. At that time, we were giving 10% of gross." And she's like, "No, no, we did the numbers right." I was like, "So what? It's not a big deal." And she's like, "Dude, nobody really does that." And I was like, really hurt actually when I heard that. That's what my accountant was saying. And I was just like, damn. So when she said, she's like, "Dude, nobody donates that much." I was like, really?
That's
And
pretty
it was like,
sad.
yeah, it was like somebody punched me. It was like somebody punched me in the gut and the throat at the same time. So I'm like, okay, cool. They just don't know the power of giving. They don't know that like that's the key to happiness. They don't know that the key to living is giving. They don't know that the most profitable thing you can do is give. So it's like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to go out there and tell everybody. And so that's what I've been doing. And that's my biggest secret to success. I mean, I'm a business coach, man. I mean, we've helped every business out there scale health, wealth, relationships, any age, any nationality, any skin color, any stage of business, brand new or more established, anywhere in the world. I mean, we got that down to a science that we're one of the best at it. You want to build a 7-figure business? I don't know anyone better. And we teach you our automations and our systems and our organic traffic systems and our funnel magic and all the good stuff, the automations, and do what you do best and outsource the rest. But the biggest secret is actually giving. And make more, give more. Actually, my wife just came home. "Hey, I'm just doing a podcast," and he was climbing the thing, so I brought him down here. Okay, we'll have a little relief now. But make more, give more is a little misunderstood. Make more, give more is about giving money as well to your family, communities, and favorite charities, making the world a better place. But make more, give more is also about really making more of yourself, to give more of yourself, because everyone has a talent. You have a talent that makes this world a better place, whether you help people lose weight or get more leads or make more money or get in better relationships or whatever the hell you do. Make people happier, whatever. You're just not helping enough people because you don't know how to. And that's what we do. We wrap a business around your talent, helping you make more of yourself, to give more of yourself. Because your talent really helps people. Once we help you spread that, you're literally making the world a better place. That's really what the Make More, Give More movement's about.
That's awesome. I love that message.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
man.
if people want to find you, where can they reach out to you?
Well, I do most of my content on Facebook. So it's facebook.com/Coach Akbar, AKBAR. If they want to see a video on how we've helped give out 80 trophies to our clients, you just go to Give Tech, TECH Give Tech Co, or akbarsheikh.com, and you can learn more about us. And yeah, man, we'd love to help people be happier by spreading their God-given talent to make this world a better place.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been awesome getting to know you a little more.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. And thanks. I know it's been a wild and crazy interview, but that's life.